In this lab, we will create a unique permissions for a SharePoint library. As an administrator or owner of a library, list or survey, you can change permissions to let the right people access the data they need while restricting others. By default, all sites, lists, and libraries in a site collection inherit permission settings from the site that is directly above them in the site hierarchy. This means a site inherits permission from the root site of the site collection, and a subsite inherits permission from its parent site. Folders, lists, and documents inherit permissions from the site that contains them, and so on. To assign unique permissions to a list, library, or survey, you have to first break permissions inheritance, then assign unique permissions. You can do all of this on the permissions page. To assign a unique permission to a library, first we'll go to our ABC homepage. So anywhere from your SharePoint, go to ABC homepage. Step number 1, let's first create a library so that we can play with it. Click on New Document Library. Reasons for creating a new library is that we can play with it, and we can use this particular library for our lab exercise. So create a new document library called HI Unique and click on Create. Step number 2, go to Settings, Library Settings, and under Permissions and Management, click on Permissions for this document library. As you can see, when we created this library automatically inherited permissions from the ABC site, which means currently anyone in ABC members, ABC owners, ABC visitors, or HR managers have access to this library. ABC owners has full control, visitors have a read, members have a edit, and managers has the design rights. Now step number 3 is very important. In fact, this will be step number 1 if you have any existing library. On Permissions tab under the ribbon, click on Stop Inheriting Permissions. Basically this says copy permissions from parent and then stop inheriting permissions. Changes made to the parent permissions in the future will not apply. So when you break this permission, when you click on this button, anything on ABC site will not propagate to this particular library. Click on the Stop Inheriting Permissions and click OK to the message. You are about to create unique permissions to this document library. Changes made to the parent site permissions will no longer affect this document library. Click OK. So now you can see this yellow banner here says this library has unique permissions. Once this step has been done, you broke the inheritance, you will see a button called Delete Unique Permissions. So this is something that you want to come back and restore to the previous stage, but we will not do it right now. Okay, for now we still have these 4 groups available, and I'm going to click on ABC members, ABC visitors. So I want to remove these 2 groups because I don't want members and visitors come here and upload or do anything with this unique library. So, and click on Remove User Permissions button and click OK to the message. So as you can see now, ABC owners and HR managers are the only one which has access to this particular library. As an owner, you have the permissions, but this is the particular group HR managers who will have the permissions to this library only. I recommended 2 more things when you do you create unique permissions for library. First, document it. So have some kind of a Word document or a particular document where you will exactly show that you have created this unique permissions for this particular group on this date, and what was the reason for that, or who actually approved it or who initiated it. Second is the testing it out. So test it out with your colleague or a team member and the person who may not have the access, and ask him or her to check this out. Send him or her link, and make sure that the permissions are working.